Hello everyone, and welcome back to another sub 15. My 8th sub 15, a nice little 14:01. You know, very close to another sub 14, which would have been nice. On a retime, this would be a sub 14, but obviously, I'm not going to get a retime because it's not a PB. Like, who cares about a retime? But yeah, I'm not going to then personally count it as a sub 14 because it probably would get retime. So it's a 14:01. We're just calling it that, basically. Nothing crazy special about this run. Good entry time and a good blind. The nether was alright. Nothing great about it. Nothing too special. The entry time though and the blind, the parts that make this run decent. Otherwise, yeah, the nether's pretty okay, pretty alright. Nothing too bad, nothing too terrible. Pretty average run. There was no chance this run could have been a PB, but I suppose a minute faster, you could technically argue, possibly. But I don't think so. The only way you could argue it is if I went 6 for 6, and that's about it on rods. And you can't, you just cannot argue 6 for 6. It's like a reasonable, race to go for. I believe my rates were average in this rate. Everything was average. My perch was above average, of course, because it's not a sub 11 end entry, so of course my perch is really good. It is funny. Before I had my 2 sub 11 end entries, I always had good luck with perches. I rarely got rolled by perches, but oh well, it's just typical. The old Rain X curse, we'll call it. So hopefully, your boy's going to get an absolute god perch and a god pace run. Whether it will ever be as good pace as my 10:19 end entry or my 10:45 end entry, who knows? But here's to hoping. Here's to hoping. But yeah, to be honest, my seed luck recently has been really decent. As I've been saying in all these sub 15 runs, the seed luck has been good, for me. Not necessarily I've gotten all these runs in an amazingly short period of time, but I've gotten them in a short amount of runs. A low amount of runs, that is. Because I've not been able to play much recently because of IRL stuff, and I've just been getting lucky, to be honest. Well, today I had 400 runs in a row of just absolutely nothing, not even being able to leave a bastion into a fortress kind of thing. But to be honest, I'm kind of taking it all on the chin because of how lucky I've been getting with these runs. Because out of nowhere, I just flew up. I went from 3 sub 15s to 8 in a pretty short period of time, and I've PB'd twice as well within that time. 13:49 to a 13 flat, both sub 11 end entries. Which might be because I'm a better player, but also at the same time the seeds were amazing, especially my 13:49 seed. Absolutely insane seed. I'm still convinced it's one of, if not the best ever rolled. But hey. So yeah, at the moment I'm still grinding when I can play. I'm still grinding as much as I can for sub 12. I feel because I've been on sub 12 pace, in the end twice now, I feel sub 12 is definitely an appropriate goal to go for. It's not crazy, it's not out of my reach or anything. I've been on pace to get it twice now. It's not unreasonable. This little boat jump was nice. Smooth. It's nice when those go right and you don't mess it up. I'm glad I don't mess up the cool little tricks like that. Otherwise you look like an idiot when you mess them up. But yeah, playing for sub 12, although I am still playing out sub 15s because as you can see from this run, I just find it fun playing out sub 15s. It's fun. Some people, prefer just going for a PB or going hard for world record, but I like playing out sub 15 every now and then. Depends how I'm feeling. Sometimes I'll be hard resetting, but yeah, I'll play them out as much as I can because it's fun. Then again, when sub 20s were kind of cool, I used to find going for sub 20s quite fun. So, I've just always kind of been like that. I'm not someone who likes going hard for PB. I like, collecting a bunch of runs. I feel like it makes me feel I don't know. I feel like it's I feel like sub 15 shows multiple sub 15s show skill in a player. I'm not saying I'm incredibly skillful just because I've got 8 sub 15s, but I don't know. I feel happy that I've gotten them. I feel it's gonna sound so cringe, but I cannot think of another word. Proud, you know. And why I like uploading them all like this, I do them with voiceovers only because I find them entertaining, and I know a bunch of other people. I know some other people that watch them find the voiceovers entertaining, but as much as I'm doing it so like other people can watch them, just because personally I like watching all these like sub 15s. Like there's a bunch of runners like Crooks, Cube, Feinberg and stuff, and Dylan actually as well, that all like don't upload any of their sub 15s just because, you know, they just don't. But I would personally like them too, because I like watching runs like that. I like watching like sub 15 or better runs personally, because I just find it entertaining to watch. I love watching speedruns. It's just cool seeing like, you know, the millions of different ways people finish a game. Because think about it, like I have 8 sub 15s. Crooks, for example, has like 18. Feinberg has like 10 plus. Dylan has 10 plus. Cube has 10 plus, right? Does Cube have 10 plus? I assume Cube must have 10 plus. But anyway, like I find them so entertaining to watch, because even though they might be a little similar, every single one of those runs that I've just listed, all like in total, what, 40 plus runs? 30, 40, yeah, probably like 40, 50 runs maybe even. Like all of those runs were all completed, and even if it's a slight variation, all those runs were completed differently. You know, some might have been ocean exposed, some might have been housing, some might have been stables, treasure, bastion, bridge. I meant bridge. Bridge is a bastion, but yeah. Yeah, some might have been fortress first, like my 13 flats. Some might have been, you know, task overlap, like my 13. No, okay, no one's is task overlap but me in my 1349. But still, that for example, you know, I don't know. I just personally love watching them myself. Like I love watching other people's sub 15, so that's one reason I upload all my sub 15s. Also, I know probably one day, like I don't know how far into the future, but I know one day when I'm done with speedrunning, or maybe like, you know, I'm not saying I will, but maybe one day I get like world record or whatever, and I would like to like go back and watch my like progression as a player to like get to that point. Maybe not world record, or an amazing PB that I'm like happy with. Like I would like to watch all my progression in speedrunning. Like I have like all my PBs like I've ever gotten on my channel from sub 30. Because I had like worse runs before sub 30, but I never uploaded until I got sub 30. So yeah, I've just got that whole progression, and then gonna have all my sub 15s as well. And yeah, it's just nice having all collected, because even though most people watching this probably won't know from UHC, but I used to play UHC. I had like a bunch of highlights uploaded, and at the time I was just uploading them because it was just fun. I liked editing and I liked uploading them, and I knew quite a few people like watching them. But actually, my favorite part about it is that I've been able to go back and watch them so many times. I can go back and just watch memories, you know, whether it was back then playing with friends, this very particular game that I'd remember, you know. Same thing with runs now. I'll be able to, however far in the future, because they'll be on my channel, be able to just go back and watch any of these runs. I might come back in a year or two and watch this 1401 and be like, fucking hell, I used to play this game over and over again a lot. Or maybe I'd still be playing it, who knows. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, it is like, you know, for other people to watch, obviously. That's why I make it public and not private, but so other people can watch it if they want. But yeah, that's one of the main reasons I do it for myself, because I know my future self would like to watch all of these. That's why. I don't know. That's why I do it. My future self, I'm sure, will thank me. But yeah, honestly, the rod rates are pretty average. Again, I've in like PB, like if I could talk English, 6 for 10, which is in my 13 minutes flat PB. Those are the best rod rates I've ever gotten on like good pace, like PB pace, that is. Like I've had really good rod rates in like dead runs, you know, in like completely dead runs, but in an actual good genuine PB pace run, 6 for 10 is like the best I've ever gotten. And I think here I go like, I think 6 for 11, I want to say it was, maybe 6 for 12, although I feel like it was slightly better than 6 for 12, so I'm not sure. But right here I got like 21 obsidian, so I know I could do calculated. So at this point I'm kind of thinking in my head, I'm like, alright, this is pretty much guaranteed almost a guaranteed sub 15 as long as I don't completely choke my calculator, right? It's almost guaranteed as long as I don't get rolled by anything. Throw this, it goes straight into the ocean. So the only reason I don't fly straight into the ocean, if I couldn't do calculated, I would have flown straight into the ocean, like no questions. But because I can do calculated, I take my little boat. I don't even take the boat, actually. I swim over a little bit and I do the distance check. And I think it was roughly 2, but because I was in the water, I couldn't do it like how I would normally want to. Like, I couldn't count it exactly. I just did a rough guesstimate. But I knew it was close. I knew it was close enough that dolphin travel would probably be faster than doing calculated. That was my decision making there. So yeah, honestly, overall this run, I'm pretty happy with how I played it. Other than the fact that the fortress, I didn't blaze bed. I gold pickaxed, and there was a point where I looked at my inventory and realized I had enough string to do a blaze bed, and have like a fishing rod as well. So that's the one part of this run that I dislike. Otherwise, I'm pretty happy with how I played. I feel like I played the Nether really fast and smartly. The reason I know where the fortress was because my pie chart was bigger when I was at my portal, and when I was at the treasure bastion it was smaller, so I knew that in like the direction of my portal there was probably a fortress, which there was. So yeah, that's pretty good use of the pie chart. I love the pie chart, and obviously it was a super fast entry. The bastion was a pretty good bastion split. Just a very decent run. Just honestly a very decent run. That's sub 15 for you. Just a decent run. So I'm coming to this coast and I'm like, alright, I'll throw this ender eye because it should be kind of close. And then, the snap of snaps. Beautiful. Beautiful. And I was slightly off angle as well. So that could have been even crazier. I'll throw one here. And right here. This is painful. So I knew it was this chunk right here. I literally know, and I doubt myself. Look, throw it. Oh, shocker, shocker, it's this chunk. I do this in my own runs. I do this in, like, when watching other people's runs. I, like, say, yeah, it's definitely that chunk. And I'm like, oh, wait, I doubt myself. And then they dig down in the chunk. Or they throw an eye and it goes down. I'm like, oh, yeah. Don't know why. I'm correct about this, like, a lot of the time. That that I'm pretty, like, sure. But I still doubt myself. It's strange. It's a weird thing. So right here, top right, bottom left, and middle. Middle is completely blank. And I go bottom left because I knew there was probably going to be a lot of space bottom left because the middle turned right. So, I thought, right, bottom left is going to be my best shot. And then right here, I annoy myself here. So I checked these 2 ways off basically just to tick them off the list. Even though I kind of pretty much knew it was at this fountain 4-way over here. I was pretty certain it was over here. So yeah, that's probably a loss. That was probably a loss of like 10 or so seconds. That's definitely lost me the sub 14 there. I'd say out of anything in this run, that would be like the decision making that lost me the sub 14. But it doesn't really matter. And it was like just quickly checking them just in case, because it is randomly generated, so it could have easily been there. So like it could have been there. I just didn't think it was. Wouldn't want to like just walk straight past it. Excuse me. But as you can see, I think there's like a 10-second difference on the timer. So, you can see we're in the end at 12:15. This run ends at 14:01. So, we get a 1-minute 10 perch, and to put that in perspective of how good that would be in other runs, if I got that in my 13:49, I'd have a sub 11:30, and if I got that in my 10:45, I would have a sub 12 in that run as well. If I got this perch, you're always going to get the perches though in the runs that aren't PB pace. And I craft this 6 bed. You're like, why does he have 6 beds? And honestly, it works out in my favour. I don't know why. I just felt like crafting the 6 bed. I actually don't even know. Like I wasn't even sure why I crafted the 6 bed at the time. It was like destiny, because I was on the wrong side of the dragon by accident. It's like it was destiny, and it was 14:01. I thought it was going to be a sub 14, and then I pressed the pause and I realised it was 13:51. So similar to my 13 flat, I was like, oh shit. I was like, I'm going to just miss out on sub 14, aren't I? Which I did. I just missed out on sub 14 by 2 seconds. But anyway, yeah, this is a 14:01. Pretty cool run. Pretty standard. Nothing crazy about it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out.